So Manny Machado earlier this week or last week signs a 10-year deal, $300 million contract with the Padres. And apparently the Padres not done. They're still looking for help from Cleveland. Then Bryce Harper, 13 years, $330 million. That's with the Phillies. And by the way, how about Carlos Santana? Did you read that?
Yeah.
Smashing the TV with Philadelphia. Nolan Arenado, 8 years, $260 million with the Rockies. And Mike Trout, they announced today, 12 years, $430 million extension with the Angels. Unbelievable. Now let's take a look at what that means. I think most of us know what it means for Francisco Lindor. Unless he figures, you know what, that's high enough that he's playing deal or no deal with Howie Mandel, and he doesn't want to take a chance on injury and says, okay, next number I'll take.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, he avoided arbitration for the 2019 season with a one-year, $10.5 million deal. Will be arbitration eligible for the next 2 seasons, set to become an unrestricted free agent after the 2021 season. One thing about that, remember when he was tearing up the minor leagues and everybody said bring him back? Well, if they bring him up, and if they did bring him up, you wouldn't have next year.
Yeah, it would have happened sooner. I think the number that I read today was that Mookie Betts was in his same situation, and in arbitration went up to $20 million. So Lindor next year could be paid $20 million. Now, will they do that to keep him one more year? I just think at some point next year they're going to have to look and say,
it's been nice.
We're not going to be able to keep this guy. They'll make other offers to him, and he'll probably turn those down. And at that point, they're probably going to have to deal him.
What team is going to want out of their deal that they made with these 4 guys right now? Which
I
team?
think San Diego.
San Diego with Machado.
I've worked out in that market for a couple years. I just don't think that's a market where you can do that and still build around your team. I think in some ways that might be why Trevor Bauer would appeal more to the Padres because of his salary right now, but he's also a guy who has made it very clear that he's going to go on one-year contracts.
1 year at a time.
And if you're San Diego, you're not going to be able to control that salary.
I know he thinks from a analytic point of view that makes sense, but he'd be going to a team that may have spent its money already, or trying to go to a team that doesn't have that kind of money on a 1 year at a time. I mean, everybody's going to want more security, right? The team and the player.
I would think so. And my other question about it, and I think he did a kind of a debate with Zach Meisel in The Athletic about this very topic. You know, they get along, and Bauer didn't mind discussing it. But my thing is that, you know, he has given the Indians credit for how open they've been to his unorthodox way of preparing and what he does in the offseason.
I don't think they liked it in the beginning.
Which is basically to go to all these different pitching camps right after the season and experiment with other things. I mean, maybe he'll be so established by that point, so successful, that every team that wants to sign him will take the same approach the Indians did. But I think he's even admitted that it takes him a while to get settled in a place, and it takes teammates a while to get used to him.
Right.
And it takes pitching coaches and managers a little while to understand what he wants to do and why he wants to do it.
So why he
wants to do that on a yearly basis, I don't know. But obviously he thinks he can maximize his value like that.
You think he likes the chase? Probably.
Yeah, and he probably also likes, you know, it gives him the option that if he is playing for a team that cuts payroll, who would that be? He could pick up and go to somewhere else where they have money to sign him, you know, a bigger market. So maybe he becomes who was it, David Cohn late in his career was sort of that hired gun kind of guy that, you know, checked in and out of places and tried to help them win titles. And maybe that's where he sees his value.